Hey everybody, Coach Toolshed here today on the launch day for Fallout 76. Still haven't seen any reviews come out for that. It's really weird. It's getting kind of late in the day. Haven't seen anything about that, so that's kind of weird. But anyway, today I'm here to talk about the lovely Jason Schreier, who once again is back admonishing fans and blaming us for having certain demands for a level of quality in a game. And this time we're talking specifically about Bethesda and the engine that Bethesda Game Studios uses for their games such as Fallout 76. And once again, Jason Schreier is here from on high to bestow upon us his knowledge to let us know how stupid and misguided we all are and that we just don't understand the basics of gaming at all. We just don't know what we're talking about, and he's going to set us straight. And so he wrote an article today discussing the fact that Todd Howard has alluded to Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 being built using the same engine that we've seen with Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 and Skyrim. The engine that's been iterated on again and again and again and again. And he's upset. He's mad at us because us fans are foolish enough to think that Bethesda should build a new engine. He's here today to let us know exactly what an engine is. And he goes into very pedantic detail, letting us know that, you know, an engine is built of many different things, which, of course, we already understand what an engine is, but he lets us know what the basics of an engine is, you know, how it's the level editor, and it's the graphics engine, and it's the memory system, and it's all everything tied together, all built on an engine. And he lets us know that the reason why we're misguided in thinking that Bethesda's shouldn't be using a new engine is because he lets us know that when they iterate on the old engine, that's basically them just, you know, having to put in a lot of extra time rewriting code, and we just don't understand how much extra work it is. Once again, here he is. We saw it. This is the third video I've had to do about Jason Schreier just in the last month or so. First, we had the Assassin's Creed thing where he was apologizing for Ubisoft. And then just last week, he was apologizing for Activision Blizzard and once again blaming the fans. And now here he is again blaming the fans once again because we have the audacity to expect Bethesda, who grossed over $1 billion on their last game, to maybe invest the time and finances and manpower into creating a new engine. Because he lets us know that, this is right from his article, rather than write new code and create new animations for all these things, you might take what you built for the first game and reuse it, bundling all those features together as a physics system. Combine those physics with some other systems like a level editor and a memory management tool, and you've got an engine, a collection of software that you can use from game to game in order to avoid redundant work. Hopefully your next game will take a lot less time now that you've already got so much done. Jason, what you're describing here is the actual problem. Are you not seeing that? The problem here is that they're not taking the extra time to fix the fundamental problems with the old engine. This is a fable as old as time began, where the wise man and the foolish man, and the wise man built his house on a foundation of stone, and the foolish one built his house on a foundation of sand. And over time, over storms and many years, the sand washed away under the foolish man's house, and his house fell apart. Well, the guy who had a strong foundation with his house was still standing. And the problem is that Bethesda is the foolish man here who has built his foundation, his game engine, on a broken, shoddy foundation. That is the problem. And you say it in your own article. They want to avoid redundant work. They want to avoid the extra time. That is the precise problem. Why are you defending them for this? Even the biggest Bethesda fans agree they need to overhaul the engine entirely, if not scrap it entirely, and redo it from the ground up. An entire new engine. If they actually had stuff that worked properly, they can maybe transfer some of that. But honestly, how much of their systems actually do work properly? That's the basis for this as well. What they have graphically is subpar compared to industry standards. Their games have had a history of memory problems, memory loss, bugs. That is not uncommon in their games. The character animations are woefully behind the times compared to any other open world game. The characters running in this game look ridiculous compared to other AAA games. So which part of this system exactly are they so embedded with that they can't get rid of? The level editor? You're telling me they can't write a new game engine with a new level editor? Because that seems to be the only thing that maybe is salvageable from this entire engine. What else are they wedded to that they can't get rid of? And you can say that they're going to iterate on it. Yeah, we see slight iterations every time. But you can't sit here and tell me, Mr. Schreier, that this game is up to industry standards, because it's clearly not. From many perspectives, as far as the engine goes. And once again, thank you for explaining in such simple, childlike terms what an engine is, which most of us already knew. And we've seen how it was slightly outdated in 2011 for Skyrim. And then in 2015, it was kind of like, okay guys, enough's enough. You're definitely going to build a new engine from the ground up for the next one, right? And now with 76, it's like, alright guys, we see you're trying to squeeze one more round out of it. But surely, for Starfield, for your new IP, you're going to... No, you're not. You're going to keep iterating on this engine, which... I would have to say 99% of people would agree needs to be done away with. The only people seem to be wedded to it are Bethesda and apparently Jason Schreier, who now just defends every single company no matter what. It's kind of funny because he kind of made his name going after Bungie and Destiny, and now he just defends every single thing a company does, so he can get the applause from his buddies over on Reset Era. Apparently, that's all I see. And they all just pat each other on their backs because now they're defenders of the games industry. They're no longer journalists. They're advertising wings, as if they weren't already to begin with. We already know that, but now they're just it's just blatantly obvious. It's once again the fans' fault for expecting a company that has made billions of dollars to invest some of that money in putting some time and effort into a new game engine. And you sit there and defend them because, in your own words, because it's a lot of work and that it's a challenge. That's your defense. That's literally your defense in your article. Is that it's hard and more work and it's more challenge. And therefore, we shouldn't expect that. But we should just keep shelling out the money. Oh, and by the way, sit down and shut up once again. Fans, gamers, YouTubers, anyone else. You're ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that's all I got to say about this today. Hey, how many of you guys are playing the game at all? Is anyone playing Fallout 76 to begin with? Let me know what you think. I'm Coach Toolshed. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to stay in tune headed forward. And as always, keep it turned to 11.